Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best way to farm some moon dust. These resources are used to craft your guys some gear, whether it be the avatar gear or the Khonsu gear in Selenopolis. So hopefully by the end of this video, you get a better understanding of what you should farm, and I'll give you guys my thought process as well. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Join Discord, we're on our way to 1.2k members, and also subscribe, turn on your notifications, everything like that, because I do want to reach 5k by the end of the year. That is the goal. If we can achieve that, I definitely will be posting out more content out for you guys, but I've been kind of just keeping it consecutive by keeping it like one video a day type thing. So let's get into the actual content. Right now, moon dust, a lot of people have been messaging me, a lot of people have been pinging me, DMing me, etc. And this is honestly kind of my fault that I didn't upload this video on release. I did this video anyways for Wallaroo, but I haven't done one for Selenopolis, and that's kind of my fault. So thank you guys for reminding me that I should post this video. Let's talk about the rates and what it looks like from my perspective, right? We're going to be going based upon my strategies that I've uploaded on the channel of how long each fight should take you, etc. And we're going to be going based upon that average. So you guys will see that. If your numbers are a bit skewed, that's probably because you're not doing a 2-round strat or whatever round strat I uploaded on the channel. And I can't take account of that because I don't know what you're doing in your fight, right? So we're gonna go based upon my strats and everything like that on the channel. So if I talk about any strategies, they're already on the channel. Look at the other videos. So let's start off with taking tree, right? Taking tree on standard is two rounds. If you are spending more time than 2 rounds, it's due to you doing someone else's strat, or you're in team up, or it's just not a well coerced team, right? So it's a 2-round fight. Right, you are dealing with one cheat, so you are going to be hearing him saying virtue dies when truth is realized, right? So you hear that one time, but overall it's a 2-round fight. Now, on average, I've been getting around 1 to 2 moon dust. Now, is your rates going to be exactly the same? Who knows? You might get 2, you might get 1. It depends. But on average, I've been getting 1 to 2, right? Most of the time, it's been 1, though. He does drop the wands and stuff like that, so keep that in mind as well. He does drop wands, so maybe if you're farming this for wands, you're like, oh, let me get some moon dust while I'm at it while farming here, you know? Double-edged sword. Now, on challenge taking tree, the average from my footage, from all the 40 runs I've done, was getting 3. Now, keep in mind, taking tree challenge mode from our strategy that we used in the video that was posted on the channel was 5 rounds. Now that's 5 rounds without hearing any cheats or anything like that, because depending on the strategy you use, it could be a 4 or 5 round. But it depends on if you're hearing the cheat. If you're hearing the cheat, it takes a little bit more animation time, etc. But it was 5 rounds based upon what I uploaded on the channel, and we were getting on average 3 moon dust from the 40 runs I did on stream. So now you guys can see on average, regular taking tree I was getting 1 to 2, but on taking tree on challenge mode I was getting an average of 3. Now let's move on to Loon Knight. Loon Knight with a solid team. Yes, it is multiple fights, but the first fight is 2 rounds, the second fight is 2 rounds, and the last fight is 5 rounds based upon the strategies I uploaded on the channel. Now you got to keep in mind this is a multi-fight dungeon and there is a lot of more animations. So on standard I was getting an average of 3 per run. Now on challenge mode, which I haven't even uploaded a video about yet, but from our run on stream, I was getting 13. Now you might be wondering, 13, that is a lot. Keep in mind, Loon Knight challenge mode is going to take you a minute. The amount of time you spend on there in challenge mode, specifically challenge mode, by the time you do like taking tree, you'll catch up in the same amount of runs. So if you're farming moon dust, I advise you don't do what's it called, Loon Knight challenge mode as like your, hey, this is my place, I'm going to be farming moon dust. Don't do it. You're going to be wasting a lot of your time. Same thing with standard. Now, if you are farming this for boots and decks, you're getting some moon dust on the side. But if you're just like, Almond, I just want moon dust, Loon Knight is not your way. I promise you, it is not your way. No matter how much you cheese it, no matter how much whatever, it's too long. It's 3 fights. You're spending way too much time in there. Now let's move over to Khonsu, right? Khonsu does take a fat minute too, because of the fact is you have to unpolymorph, everything like that. You have to do 40, you have to do 40k, and well, it's actually more than that. But like based upon the video I uploaded, it takes a fat minute, right? The only reason you're doing Khonsu is so you can get access to the hat and robe, right? Once you get the badge unlocked to be able to craft, you're realistically not going to be touching Khonsu anymore. And that's just me being honest, right? Unless like you're doing some challenge mode shenanigans, then it's different. Now, challenge mode Khonsu, on average, from my runs I did on stream, I was getting 10 per run. As I stated before with Loon Knight, you might hear 10 and you're going to be like, oh man, that's actually really good. I'm going to do it on challenge mode. I'll be honest, no, don't do it on challenge mode. It is not worth it, especially for Moondust, right? If you're going to be farming this for gear, badges, etc., nullify what I just said, because you're doing it for badges. You're going to be, it's a completely separate topic. So don't farm Moondust from Khonsu. Just get your 30 runs for your badge or whatever and get out of there. Don't farm Khonsu for Moondust. It is not worth it. It is genuinely not worth it. And then the last person that we can talk about is Mother Sunn. Now, on average, from a standard run, I was getting 1 to 2. Very similar, like taking tree. Now, on challenge mode from our runs, I was getting an average of 3. So now you guys have the numbers of what it looks like on standard and challenge mode. But keep in mind, standard Mother Sunn is 2 fights and they're both 1 roundable. If you're using the almond strat, they're going to be 1 round. Now, challenge mode Mother Sunn, on the other hand, I believe is 3 rounds with a storm hitter. If you're not using a storm hitter, then it's an extra round. But with specifically a storm hitter, it is 3 rounds. Now, with all that information, you know, in your brain and everything like that, what do I recommend, right? Now, to me, I can tell you guys what to do, but keep in mind, this is just what my opinion is, right? And it also depends on who you have. Are you doing with more people? Are you doing it on team up, etc., etc.? Now, if you already have all the gear that you want, right? You have hat, robe, boots, wand. You're just farming for Moondust, right? You have a solid, you know, you don't care what you get. Then honestly, do Mother Sunn on challenge mode or standard, right? Because Mother Sunn on standard, it is 2 fights, yes. But if you don't need gear, at least you're getting socket wrenches from there. That's my like take on it. If you're gonna farm Moondust, go do Mother Sunn on challenge mode or standard. Now, I would only do it on challenge mode if you have a storm. Now, if you don't have a storm, right, because you do need a concise team to be able to do that. Realistically, it's just, you know, you guys already seen the video on the channel, but realistically, you just need a storm. Now, if you're using someone else in like a storm hitter, at that point, I would just say just do it on standard, right? Because hey, if you're able to Scald Incendiate both fights on standard, you know, the first fight and the second fight, and you know, you don't have the ability to have like a storm hitter, then of course do it on standard, right? So it depends on your team comp. Another thing is, don't do Loon Knight, don't do Khonsu. Those aren't going to be your best bet, right? The next best bet is going to be taking tree. Now, taking tree, I've seen people talk about it, people on team up for it and everything like that. Now, if you are missing wands, I can make the argument like, hey, if you're farming the, you know, taking tree, it's because you need the wands, right? And you're also getting Moondust on the side. But if you just want specifically Moondust, you don't care about gear and stuff like that, like you already have all the wands, then just go do Mother Sunn. It's just the best way to do it, and you're getting socket wrenches on the same side of things. Yes, it's 2 fights, and you know, it's still pretty easy. So in my opinion, go do challenge mode Mother Sunn or go do it standard. If you have a group of people and you have a storm hitter and you can do it on 3 rounds, you're more likely going to be farming Mother Sunn on challenge mode because you're getting better loot. Now, if you don't have a storm hitter, but you can do Scald Incendiate, you can do some cheese, do standard mode Mother Sunn. That's honestly going to be your best bet. And I know a lot of people are going to have their own opinion. Oh, I'm going to farm Loon Knight or I'm going to farm Khonsu. Well, you're probably going to be doing that because of the fact that you're missing gear. If you already have all the badge requirements that you need, you're more likely going to be wanting to farm Mother Sunn just so you can farm up the Moondust, get yourself some socket wrenches, and as a pro as well, and use all that dust to just go craft your gear. Now, if you're like, oh, but I just want to farm the gear, you can, but honestly, I wouldn't farm Loon Knight, I wouldn't farm Khonsu for like the gear on like standard or challenge mode. At that point, just get whatever you can to get your badge. If you're getting the gear, that's a plus, but then go use whatever dust and just craft whatever remaining gear you have. So just do Mother Sunn. That is your best bet, and that's going to be my opinion, but you guys can do whatever you want at the end of the day. This is just my opinion. Do it on Mother Sunn, either challenge mode or standard. That is your best bet. And yeah, if you're missing badges, it's a completely different story, right? You're going to get Moondust anyways from farming the other bosses, like taking tree, Loon Knight, Khonsu, right? But you're doing it because of badges, right? It's not because you're farming the gear. Like, yes, you can farm the gear, but don't expect yourself to get a piece of gear. Now, look, like on challenge mode, yeah, you're more likely to get a piece of gear, but it's a lot more set up for Loon Knight and Khonsu. It's not just like, hey, let me just walk in there and I'll be fine on team up. You're more likely going to be fine on team up for taking tree in Mother Sunn challenge mode, because it doesn't require that much of like a brain power, right? You can just kind of just waltz in there, do a bunch of damage, and you're good to go. But with like Khonsu and like it's called Loon Knight, you're not going to be just walking in there and be like, okay, I own the place, I can just kill everybody. That's not how it's going to work. You got to know mechanics in that fight, both of those fights specifically, to be able to even defeat him on team up. So just overall final statement, do Mother Sunn, don't overthink it. Don't be like, but I'm in this. No, just do Mother Sunn. Get yourself some socket wrenches on the side. It's never a negative thing to have a bunch of socket wrenches, right? You're like, it's just good. So do that. Get yourself some moon dust. If you have a team that has a storm and you guys can just buff stack, do Mother Sunn on challenge mode. You'll be honestly more efficient, because the fact is it's a 3-round fight, and if you think about it, on standard you're doing 2 rounds because you have to beat the minions and then you move on to the boss fight and then you do the same thing. So if you just add an extra round, you're guaranteed 3 per run. You know what I mean? It's kind of a no-brainer. But honestly, if you don't have access to challenge mode because you don't have the team, you don't have all that, whatever, then just simply go do it on standard. The end. That's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned something from this whole video, and to share it around. Of course, I appreciate everyone that's like sharing the video and stuff like that. It does help out with the algorithm. It does help out with the channel. Of course, we always been gaining subs every single day now because of you guys. The amount of people that share my channel around or recommend it to you guys' friends, it's insane. And remember, join the Discord. I'll be posting more guides in there as much as I can. Just like I said, even I got stuff to do IRL too, so kind of bear with me when it comes to like uploading guides every single day. So there's that. But that is it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.